breathe. It's fine. You're fine. Okay, let's be real for a minute. I asked you for questions. I got a lot of questions, actually. I'm gonna be honest, I got a lot of questions I wasn't expecting. It definitely overwhelmed me. And the night that I opened it up for the Q&Gay and all of these questions started flooding in and I started reading these questions, to be honest, they were heavy and I kind of just shut down. And I know that's not fair. It was never my intention. But this is going to be my perspective from my religious standpoint as a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, as a Mormon, and these questions and answers are going to be directed in that way. Which is terrifying, so terrifying, because I am not a perfect Mormon or a perfect gay. So, unexpectedly, the majority of questions in this Q&Gay were religiously based. And so if you have zero interest in religion or how homosexuality applies to religion, in particular it seems to the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, as that was the majority of the questions were in that general direction, by all means, go find another video. It's fine, I won't be offended. And I'm going to try to answer them as best I can, but I need you to understand that I don't know. There are some of these questions that I'm going to answer, and then you're going to need to find the rest of that answer for yourself. With some of these questions, it's just better to not have a name. Let's just take away the name and let's focus on the question and the answer that I have. If you hear your question being answered and you want to tag yourself, by all means, the hashtag is hashtag #QandGay. Please tag yourself. All right, let's get to it. Are you gay? Everybody's a little gay. When did you know you were gay? I think I knew I was gay when I learned what the word gay actually meant. And I guess more specifically, that was in high school. Senior year. She was cute. How did you come out to your parents? I came out to my mom over the phone on Mother's Day. Like 8-9 years ago. And I couldn't even say it. I was really struggling. I was trying super hard and my mom was just like, "Are you trying to tell me?" And I was like, yeah. Same thing with my dad, actually. I was driving with him a few years ago between Salt Lake and Colorado and Denver. And I was like, okay, cool, I have this time to do this. He can't go anywhere. And I knew he already knew because my mom had talked to him, but I needed to have this conversation with him. And so I was trying to tell him, and he did the same thing that my mom did. He was like, "Are you trying to tell me that you're gay?" And I was like, I guess I didn't really come out to my parents. My parents pulled me out of the closet. Any tips for how to come out to your friends? Just remember that everybody is different, everybody is unique, but everybody loves gay bacon. How did you know that you were gay? Honestly, just time, experience, and pretty girls. How do I bring up the discussion of my dating life if I want to be able to talk to my mom about LGBTQ topics? That is a lot of letters. LGBTQ. Try and say that 10 times fast. LGBTQ, 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 LGBTQ. Ah, dang it! How do you know if a girl is gay or bisexual? Straight girls look right through me. Gay girls see the hair and they're like, oh, hello. Eye contact. Was it hard to tell your parents? Oh, yes. Yes, it was. But they were really good about it, and like I said, they pulled me out of the closet. In fact, when I told my mom that I was going to come out to my siblings, her exact response was, "It's about time." Do people act differently toward you when they find out that you're gay? Yes! Thank heavens! Isn't that the whole reason I came out in the first place, is so that I wouldn't be treated how I was being treated? Yes, they treat me differently, and it's been freaking tastic! Different is not the same as bad, turns out. How do I tell my parents that I'm in a same-sex relationship? Just be honest. Up front, don't be defensive, but don't go to them ready to fight. Go to them ready to understand and to be understood. Who did you talk to first about your sexual orientation? Well, I was about 16, 17 years old, and I talked to my church bishop, and he did not handle it very well. He didn't have the tools that he needed to be able to help me, and it was a number of years before I talked to somebody about it again. But also I recognize that people aren't perfect, and bishops are just regular people. And so I'm not angry about that. I don't have any hard feelings against him. He really struggled with that, and so that was tough. But also recognize that one struggling bishop is not the downfall of your faith. You determine you, nobody else. How do you balance religion and sexuality? I'm learning more and more that I can't compartmentalize my sexuality and my religion and hope that they work well together. They have to bleed into each other. The only way that I know how to do that is to put God at my center. I just say, this is what I have. Please help me to make it work. I'm not always great at it, and sometimes I totally am like, this is mine. But as I try to keep doing that and as I put effort into that process, I'm a lot happier. How has your personality and outlook on life changed since coming out? I would say I'm a lot more confident. I'm a lot more patient. I'm a lot more accepting of people and their challenges. I'm happier. I'm a lot more vocal. I also am processing things I've never processed before, and so that can be difficult at times. Do you need to keep coming out over and over and over again? And my answer to that is you only have to come out as much as you want. It is completely up to you how many people or how often or in what circumstances you talk about this. You do you, you know? Okay. Do you ever feel that church members have something against you? No, never. I don't. There are a lot of people that don't understand, and so they might be uncomfortable at times, but I do spend a lot of time trying to help people understand, and I'm okay with that. You just gotta remember that people are not perfect, and as soon as you stop expecting people to be perfect, you are going to be so much happier. Did you come out in sacrament meeting? Sacrament meeting is the Mormon equivalent to like mass or worship service. No. Do I need to? Have you ever found or met any other gay men or women that continue to associate themselves with the LDS religion? I would say that I haven't really found anybody quite as vocal as I am. That doesn't mean they don't exist, it just means I don't know them. But I have definitely had a number of people reach out to me that still associate themselves with the church, but maybe this part of them is still a little bit more reserved or quiet, and that's okay. This one is especially, says, what is it like knowing that your religion believes that who you are and the way you live is wrong? So first of all, I would say that this question is assuming that this is how I feel. It's a leading question. My religion teaches above all love and charity. The first is to love God, and the second is to love your neighbor like you love God. Love, support, encouragement, acceptance. But Kasey, you didn't answer the actual question. My religion teaches me that I am uniquely important to and loved by God. And it doesn't matter how I live or who I am or what I choose to do, God is going to love me. Now, the way that I choose to live and the things that I choose to do and associate with is how I show my love to God. The church teaches these principles. I make choices depending on my understanding of these principles. But these principles are taught the same to me as they would be to a heterosexual individual. We just may apply them in our own unique and appropriate ways. So under this premise, if anybody would be judgmental of the way that I may or may not choose to live, it would be me. It would be myself. Would you be able to get married to a woman in a Mormon temple? No. No. Do you believe that being sealed or bound to your family in an LDS temple is the only way to be with your family forever? I believe that the family was central to God's plan and our existence before we came to earth. I believe that here on earth, family is central to the way that His plan functions. And I believe that once we die, family is going to continue to be central to that plan and central to the order of God. So yes, I do believe that. How do these beliefs affect you? Honestly, sometimes they can be hard. Let's be real. Sometimes they can be difficult. But at the same time, it offers me a lot of hope because God has a plan for his children. And I am one of God's children. So God has a plan for me. How am I supposed to have an eternal family if I'm gay? I know that sometimes it feels like you have nowhere to stand. And this has been on my mind so much, and I've talked to a number of people about this. In the New Testament, there's that story about how Peter walks on water, which is pretty incredible. But I really think that if you had asked Peter the day before, standing in front of this sea, Peter, where can you stand? I don't think he would have listed water as one of the options. You see your homosexuality or your bisexuality or your transgender identity here, and you see your religion here, and you say, these are both part of me. You realize that you're somewhere in the middle, but you don't see how to stand there. But Peter walked on water. He walked on water. If you want an eternal family, get out of the boat, plant your feet in that desire, set God as a central focus in your life, let the waves crash around you until everything falls into place, and it will all work out. Are you able to go to the temple? This is kind of a personal question, and so I'm going to answer it in an indirect way. Can a gay member of the church attend the temple? It doesn't matter if you are gay, straight, bisexual, transgender, white, black, Hispanic, tall, short, it doesn't matter, okay? If you are a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints and you practice that religion and you are able to go and talk with your bishop and together determine that you are living the standards, then yeah, you can go to the temple. So yes, a gay member of the church definitely can attend the temple, as often as schedule permits. If there is a moment that you find your special someone, will you have the strength to follow your heart, or will you maintain your membership in the church? I answered this question indirectly in my Religiously Gay video. It has nothing to do with how strong I am. It has everything to do with whether or not I believe what my religion teaches me I want and need and will bring me happiness and peace and joy and eternal life is true. And does it meet my eternal needs? I believe that it does. And I will maintain my membership in my church because it is the vehicle through which I worship God and attempt to navigate my reality of homosexuality. I believe in the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. And to be honest, that's going to trump everything else in my life because it is the thing that provides eternity. So it's not about whether or not I'm strong or I'm weak enough to abandon my religion. It's whether or not I believe that is the correct course of action in my life. And I don't. The next question's the next question says, I feel judged or tolerated in the church. And I'm tired of feeling like a challenge to be overcome instead of a person. How do I get out of this? What is next? Why now? Why me? How did I get here? I would like to answer this question with my answer to the next question. What are common pet peeves that people say or do that are unknowingly hurtful to a gay individual? Don't treat us like a project or a challenge to be overcome. Don't ask if we're going to leave our religion because of our sexuality. From a religious standpoint within the LDS Church, don't make comments about gay members when you don't think that there is a gay member present. Because chances are that there is, and you just don't know that they're gay. Don't compare us to people that don't ever get married. It's not the same. Don't tell us that God gives us the harder battles because we're stronger. It makes us feel really weak when we struggle. It makes us feel like we're not doing as well as we should by God's expectation of what you've said. Don't tell me that you could never understand and then not ask me questions to help you understand. Talk to me about this. It might be uncomfortable for you, but it's uncomfortable for me too. And the only way that we make it not uncomfortable is by talking about it. Try to come stand on water with me. And to answer that first question, I don't know why you have these feelings. I don't know why the timing is now. And I don't know how you got to where you are. I do know that you're not alone. And I do know that you don't have to tackle tomorrow until you've already tackled today. I know that you matter. You're not broken. You are stronger than you give yourself credit and stronger than you know. Just come stand next to me. Plant your feet in truth and in light, and no darkness will ever be able to overcome you. As far as what's next, honestly, decide what's next. Like I said, I don't have all the answers. I really don't. But I hope that this was helpful. I'm sorry it took me so long. I needed to come out from my safe place and make myself a little vulnerable to be able to make this. And I know that there are going to be a lot of people that don't like what I have to say, but if I want to have peace, I have to be genuine. So I hope you can respect that. Please don't forget how great you are. If there's something that you don't understand, I invite you to find your own answers and to continue digging in that direction until you can find the peace for yourself. But I think you're pretty great, and I'll see you soon. Bye.